It is your favorite teacher, Kaumaji Mwansa, and welcome to Learning Science the Easy Way. For those that are watching me for the first time, on this platform, I teach sciences, that is physics and chemistry. And to the new subscribers, I welcome you to this platform and I say to you, let's learn science the easy way. In the previous video, I was talking about acids as well as their properties and how they are used. So in this video, I'm going to discuss the bases and also their properties and how bases are used. So a base is a substance that reacts with an acid to form salt and water only. An acid reacts with a base in order to form salt and water. So we are saying a base is a substance that reacts with an acid to form salt and water. Bases, we can say bases are usually metal oxides and metal hydroxides. So bases are usually metal oxides and metal hydroxides. So the bases that are soluble in water, they form an alkali. So soluble bases form an alkali. So they're saying the soluble bases, they form an alkali. And basically a soluble base is a base that is able to dissolve in water. So these soluble bases, they form an alkali, which we are saying an alkali is a base that dissolves in water, giving the hydroxide ions. So these, they're able to give out the hydroxide ions as the only negatively charged ions. So that's why we're calling them as the alkalis, because they're able to dissolve in water. For example, if we have sodium hydroxide, so sodium hydroxide, when you dissolve sodium hydroxide in water, you're going to have the sodium ions and the hydroxide ions. So sodium ions is an alkali, or is a base that is soluble in water, or it is a soluble base which we are calling as an alkali, because it is able to dissolve in water to give out the hydroxide ions as the only negatively charged ions. Another example is potassium hydroxide. When potassium hydroxide dissolves, you are going to have the potassium ions and the hydroxide ions. So potassium hydroxide is another example of an alkali. So potassium hydroxide, when it dissolves in water, you are going to have the potassium ions and the hydroxide ions. So we can now look at some of the physical properties of the bases. So one of them is that bases have a bitter taste and a soapy feel, and they have a pH value of greater than 7, and they're able to turn the red litmus paper blue. So bases turns the red litmus paper blue, and they have a pH value of greater than 7. So we look at the chemical properties. So we are saying bases reacts with ammonium salt, to form ammonia gas, a salt, and water. So for example, if we have sodium hydroxide reacting with ammonium nitrate, we are going to have ammonia gas, a salt, which is sodium nitrate, and water. So we are going to have a salt, we are going to have water, and we also have ammonia. So this one is an alkali. Then we have an ammonium salt, and we have ammonia gas, we have a salt, which is sodium nitrate, and we have water. So they're able to undergo this reaction, or they're able to react with an ammonium salt in order to produce ammonia gas, salt, and water. Then at the same time, they react with acids, to form salt and water. So they react with acids to form a salt and water. So if we have sulfuric acid, so sulfuric acid reacting with sodium hydroxide, we are going to have sodium sulfate and water. We'll have sodium sulfate and water. So bases are able to react with acids in order to form salt and water, and at the same time they are able to react with the ammonium salts to form ammonia gas and salt as well as water. So even bases as well, they are used in so many ways. Some of the bases are used in batteries, and some of the bases they're also used in the manufacturing of fertilizer. Some of the bases they are used in the manufacturing of ammonia. Some of the bases they are used in the removal of ink drops. So there is a variety of uses for the bases. So each and every base has got its own use. So bases as well, they are used differently, and they are so much important, and at the same time they are so much used in our everyday to-day life. I hope you followed through. Thank you for watching.